Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to talk about how we can evaluate or simplify exponential expressions. As an example, what are the exponential expressions? They are the expression that the exponents are involved, same as 1 over 2 to the power of 2. Okay. This is a fraction, but the denominator is exponential format, is 2 to the power of 2. Okay. How we can evaluate this one? Just simplify 2 to the power of 2, which is going to be 1 over 4. Okay. This is the evaluation of 1 over 2 to the power of 2. Now, how we can evaluate 5 to the power of negative 3? How we can evaluate this one? Remember, using this formula, x to the power of n is 1 over x to the power of negative n. I explained this formula in different video. Okay, when the exponent is negative, we can move it to the denominator and make it positive. Or if it's in the denominator with negative, we can move it to the numerator and make it positive. Actually, we can, when it's negative, we can move to the opposite side and make it positive. In this case, because it's 5 to the power of negative 3, remember we can give a 1 denominator to any number and make it in fractional format. Now, is in the top and with a negative exponent, move it in the opposite side and make it opposite exponent. So it's going to be 1 over 5 to the power of 3, and 5 to the power of 3 is 5 times 5 times 5, which is 1 over 125. So I evaluated 5 to the power of negative 3, which is equal to 1 over 125. Now let's learn how to simplify the exponential expression. Let's say 3 to the power of 3n to the power of negative 2. n to the power of negative 2. Again, this is a monomial, okay, and the exponent is negative 2. Now, how we can simplify this one? Simplification, it means all the terms should have positive exponent. Because this one is negative 2, I can give a 1 denominator to this one, 3n to the power of negative 2 over 1. Now, again, using this formula, when the exponent is negative, move it to the opposite side and make it positive. So it's going to be 3 over n to the power of 2. Okay. 3 to the power of 3 over 10 n to the power of 2 is the simplified format of 3n to the power of negative 2. Because negative exponent, we don't keep it, we should keep it in positive format. Another example of this part, a to the power of 3, b to the power of 2, a to the power of 3, b to the power of 2, all of them to the power of negative 2. Again, because this one is negative exponent, we should make it to positive exponent. How we can do this one? We can do this one in 2 different methods, or maybe more than 2. Okay, there are different methods to do the same thing. Just use the method that is easier for you to do it and is understandable, more understandable. Because this one, the exponent is negative, I can simply reciprocal this one and make it positive. So I can write it as b to the power of 2 over a to the power of 3 to the power of positive 2. Can you see? I reciprocal this one, I flipped over this one and change the negative to positive. Using again this one, when we are reciprocaling, we can change the negative to positive, or make the signs opposite. Then this one gonna be b to the power of 2 times 2 is 4, a to the power of 3 times 2 is 6. This is one method, which is the faster one. When we have this fractional format with negative exponent, just reciprocal the fraction and make it positive. The other method that we can do it, again, is the same as this one. Where is my is here. The other method, I can do the same thing, is just multiply this one first. A to the power of 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. B to the power of 2 times negative 3 is again b to the power of negative 4. Now, move to the opposite side and make it positive. A to the power of negative 6. I move it to the opposite side, make it a to the power of positive 6. There is nothing more in the numerator. At the denominator, b to the power of negative 4. Move to the opposite side and make it positive 4. Can you see again we end up to the same answer. In the first step, we reciprocal at the beginning and make it positive, then multiply the exponent. In the second method, we multiply first and move to the opposite side and make it positive exponent. Both of them are right. You can do either method that is easier for you to understand. Let's do another example. 4a to the power of negative 2, b to the power of 5. A to the power of negative 2, b to the power of 5 over 6a5 b2. 6a5 b2. Okay. Now, for simplifying this one, start with the numerator. First, this 4 and this 6 we can reduce by 2. Both of them are divisible by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now, for this one, a to the I'm going to start from the numerator. 2 is simplified format, a to the power of negative 2. Move it to the opposite side, make it positive. So a to the power of positive 2. Okay, I move a to the power of negative 2 to the opposite side and make it positive. So with this one I'm done. B to the power of 5 is positive. Keep it at the top. Okay, we are done with the top. Go to the bottom. This 3 is here. This 3 is here. I'm write it here. A to the power of 5 is positive. Keep it at the denominator. B to the power of 2 is positive. Keep it at the same location. Now, simplify. Is 2b5, 3, a to the power of 2, a to the power of 5 is going to be a to the power of 7, 2 plus 5, and b to the power of 2 is here. Now, all the exponents are positive, but we can simplify this to b. Alright? So it's going to be 2b to the power of 2 using this formula. X to the power of m divided by x to the power of n is equal to x to the power of m minus n. Okay? Or if n is greater, it's going to be 1 over x to the power of n minus n. Do you remember? If m is greater than n, this one is m is less than n, or n is greater than n. Okay? So for this one, it's going to be this one 5 minus 2 is going to be 2b to the power of 3, which is 5 minus 2, and at the denominator is 3a to the power of 7. Okay, so this is the simplified format: 2b to the power of 3, 3a to the power of 7. Another example. Six m n 6 m to the power of 2 n to the power of 3 over 8 m to the power of 7 n to the power of 8 m to the power of 7 n to the power of 2, and all of them to the power of negative 3. Okay, now for this one, again, can you see all the exponents inside the bracket are positive? So the easier way is, because this exponent is negative, just reciprocal this one and change this negative to positive. So I can write this one as 8 m to the power of 7 n to the power of 2 over 6 m to the power of 2 n to the power of 3, all of them to the power of 3. Okay, I reciprocal this fraction and change the negative exponent to positive. Why I did this one at the beginning? Because all the exponent was positive at the inside the bracket. If some of them was negative, I would do in the different method that I used in the next example. Now for this one, just simplify the exponent. But before doing the simplification, can you see I can reduce this one, because 8 to the power of 3 and 6 to the power of 3, if I reduce it, it's going to be easier. I can reduce both of them by 2. So this one is going to be 4 divided by 2, and this one going to be 3. Again, can you see I can simplify these two? M to the power of 2, this one I can reduce it, and this one going to be changed to the power of 5. 7 minus 2 is 5. And this one, n to the power of 2, n to the power of 3. I can reduce by n to the power of 2. This one gonna be 1, and this one gonna be n to the power of 3 minus 2, which gonna be n. Okay, and this one is 1. I'm gonna simplify. Now, all of them to the power of 3. What is remaining inside is 4 m to the power of 5, and this one is n. We are done with this one. At the bottom we have 3 n, all of them to the power of 3. Okay, now what's going to be the result? 4 to the power of 3 is 64. 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64. M to the power of 15 over 3 to the power of 3 is 27. N to the power of 3. Okay. If I, before multiplication, simplification, if I do the 3 exponent, so it's going to be 8 times 8 is 64 times 8. It's going to be bigger number compared with this one. And 7 times 3 is 21, 2 times 3 is 6, and then we need to simplify. But in this case, if we simplify at the beginning, it's going to be easier. Now, let's do another example of simplification. Six r to the power of 3 s to the power of negative 3, 6 r to the power of 3 s to the power of negative 3 over 9 r to the power of 3, 9 r to the power of 3 s to the power of negative 1, all of them to the power of negative 2. Okay. Now, in simplifying this one method, same as the previous example that I used, I can reciprocal this fraction and make this negative 2 to positive 2 when I'm reciprocaling. Okay, but I'm not doing this one in this method. Why? Because look at this negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 2 is going to make it positive. So I don't need to reciprocal after simplification. But this one is 3 times negative 2, then I need to move to the other one. So because we have negative exponent inside the bracket, instead of simplification and change this sign, first I multiply the sign to see which one gonna negative, which one gonna be positive, then I move to the opposite side and make it positive. So for this one it's gonna be But before doing this one again, 6 and 9 I can simplify, because when I'm simply reduce these two, then when I'm reducing this exponent is gonna make it easier. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, again this r3 I can cancel this one. r3 is 1, r to the power of 3 is 1. Okay, now what's gonna be remain? I have 2 s to the power of negative 3, 3 s to the power of negative 1, all of them to the power of negative 2. Can you see? I simplified this. Now what's gonna be the remaining part? It's gonna be 2, 1 times negative 2, 2 to the power of negative 2, s to the power of negative 3 times negative 2 is 6, and at the bottom 3 to the power of negative 2, 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, s to the power of negative 1 times 2, s to the power of 2. Okay, now again s6 and s2 I can reduce this one. S to the power of 2, s to the power of 6 is remaining, s to the power of 4, 6 minus 2. Okay, and so what is the remaining? I'm doing a step by step. You can combine these two step by doing step by step to make it easier to understand. So it's going to be 2 to the power of negative 2, s to the power of 4 at the top, and 3 to the power of negative 2 at the bottom, because this one is cancelled by the top. Now move any negative exponent to opposite side and make it positive. In this case 2 to the power of negative 2, because it's negative exponent, I'm moving to the bottom, 2 to the power of positive. S to the power of 4 is positive, remain at the top. At the bottom, I'm done with the top, now go to the bottom. S to the power of negative 2, because it's negative, move it to the top and make it positive, which is going to be 3 to the power of positive 2. 3 to the power of negative 2, because it's negative exponent, move it to the top and make it positive. Now, what is going to be the remaining part? S to the power of 2 is 9, because number is coefficient, I just changed it at the beginning. So it's going to be 9s4 at the top, over 2 to the power of 2 is 4. 9s4 over 4 is going to be reduced, simplified format of this one. In this video, we learn how to evaluate and how to simplify. Let's do one more example of this type. This one, 3ab to the power of negative 4. Let me erase this part. One more example, then I'm done with this. We are done with these topics. Simplification of exponential expression. Let's do 3ab to the power of negative 4, 3ab to the power of negative 4, multiple by 2a negative 3, b7, 2a negative 3, b to the power of 7. Okay, this is the multiplication of exponential terms. So 3 times 2 is 6. A to the power of 1, a to the power of 3 is going to be a to the power of negative 2, 1 plus negative 3 is negative 2. B to the power of 4, b to the power of 7, minus 4 plus 7 is going to be 3. I'm using this formula, x to the power of m times x to the power of n is equal to x to the power of m plus n. Okay, I'm using this formula. 3 times 2 is 6, a to the power of 1, a to the power of negative 3, 1 plus negative 3, yeah, is negative 2, a to the power of 4, b to the power of 7 is going to be b to the power of negative 4 plus 7, which is 3. But we are not done yet, because we have negative exponent. Remember, the final answer should be in positive exponent format. In the positive exponent format, just give a 1 denominator to this one. Okay, now move all the negative exponent from one side to opposite side, make it positive. In this case, 6 is positive, keep it at the top. B to the power of 3 is positive, keep it at the top. And this a to the power of negative 2, because it's negative, move it to the opposite side, a to the power of positive 2. This one gonna be the final answer for this multiplication. Okay, I hope that this video will be useful for you, and see you in next videos. Bye for now.